A very warm welcome back to your latest industry recap from Air Canada customers expressing their anger over a new decision being made, to Emirates increasing flights and Boeing cutting jobs. That's in today's aviation recap. Why not begin with the American manufacturer, who are currently cutting their workforce as they attempt to realign the business and become more financially stable. As part of those latest cuts, the plane maker will look to offload close to 400 employees, and this is specifically at 396 across various locations in Washington. The revelation possible thanks to a new notice that was published by the Employment Security Department of the United States. The 396 employees that are affected are in reality just a small fraction of the layoffs that are currently taking place at the major American company. Unsurprisingly, Washington was always going to be one of the largest focus areas. As we know, this is just driven by the sheer number of people who work for Boeing in the area. The plane maker has already committed to laying off 17,000 people, equating to a 10% reduction in its overall global workforce. This means the company is not replacing these people, but basically attempting to cut down on the people it employs and streamline therefore. The process of laying off employees only recently began, and now we've seen new notices emerging really every, say, few days about plans that will see people lose their positions. But really, the core fundamental thing to understand is why on earth do Boeing feel the need to cut 17,000 people from its company? And there's a lot of reasons. I kind of hinted at some of them, but let's go a little bit deeper. It was no easy decision, but given the recent trajectory of this plane maker, it's deemed necessary. Driven by financial struggles, 17,000 people is no small number, even for a major corporation. However, when you're a company that reports a $6 billion loss in the third quarter and a projected 17% decline in revenue for the year, harsh decisions have to be made. All these financial challenges are only to be compounded by their continuous dealings with disruptions to their operations, quality control issues, and you can't forget a multi-month strike that only recently concluded and affected production. In fact, per Boeing's latest accounts, production for the MAX hasn't even resumed. All this has profoundly hurt them. And ultimately, they're just some of the complexities. We have to look at the increased operating costs, supply chain issues, regulatory hurdles, compensation requirements, and even continuous change at an executive level that have strained their ability to be profitable. The layoffs are part of Boeing's efforts to streamline operations, address overstaffing in key areas, and improve their financial health to ensure that they have sustainability for their business in 10 years' time. Under newly appointed CEO Kelly Ortberg, the company aims to focus on core goals, including reducing spending, while balancing this with a firm investment in culture and safety practices to set it up for future stability and success. Boeing's stock performance, we know, has also been poor, losing a lot of value in not just recent months, but years. And confidence in the product continues to be at an all-time low. Boeing must find a way to generate a return, become profitable again, and harsh decisions such as the laying off of 17,000 employees, are on their part necessary. Over to the next story, at least in today's proceedings, and some more positive news. Emirates are expanding their flight schedule to Australia, announcing that Melbourne will get enhanced service starting in 2025. There is a little bit of a catch to this, as I will get into. The Dubai-based company will introduce a third non-stop flight between its home and Melbourne from the 30th of March 2025. Furthermore, the airline will also use its newly retrofitted 4-class Boeing 777-300ER, which also comes with premium economy and even the latest generation business class seats. As a result, all Emirates services will offer the latest respective generation of products, aiming to fundamentally increase customer satisfaction levels. The third service will join the 2 daily non-stop flights which are operated by the A380. However, this new service that I'm speaking about will actually follow the previously announced service adjustment that you may recall. See, Emirates already offers 3 flights into Melbourne. That part isn't going to change, but the all-important third service is currently operated via Singapore, essentially as a triangular route, and Emirates plans to cease this part. So from the 30th of March next year, the Dubai-Singapore-Melbourne service will no longer stop in Singapore. It'll be retimed in a way and go straight through to the Australian city. Additionally, the airline will then only enhance Dubai to Singapore. That that segment to compensate will stay the same, but you just won't have the onward flight. The newly optimized service will operate as EK404405 on a daily basis, with the aircraft operating in question capable of seating well over 300 passengers, therefore meeting your strong demand, which is certainly present. Interestingly, this announcement comes at a time when Emirates is facing added competition from neighbouring Qatar Airways, who have bought into Virgin Australia and will, thanks to this, increase their connectivity to the Australian market. All round though, the announcement from the Dubai-based company will see a staggering 3,472 weekly premium economy seats through Melbourne and Sydney. Further increases have also been present in the last few months. Emirates reinstated its second daily flight to Perth on the 1st of December, offering therefore 12,000 weekly seats to and from the city, and then on the 28th of October, we know also Emirates formally recommenced flying to Adelaide, helping to rebuild its network from the global pandemic, restoring all important international capacity towards cities that it had yet to resume flying towards. Over to the final story, and that is with Air Canada, whose customers are angry after the flag carrier unveiled a major change to how it charges people for routine flights. Yes, that's right, the airline will begin charging customers who wish to take on a larger carry-on luggage across services as part of a refinement. However, the rule more specifically applies to those really carrying duffel bags, larger backpackers, and even rollerboards. However, this new service add-on fare will only be available to those booking fares across the North American network and who have done so on the lowest price ticket fare, which is your basic tier. Air Canada says they will charge $30 Canadian for your first bag and $50 for the second. The new rule will be enforced across its operations on January 3, so the beginning of next year. It isn't uncommon for airlines to leverage benefits such as carry-on luggage and offer this as an add-on to the basic fare, which is typically offered as a no-thrills kind of service. Unsurprisingly though, this move hasn't necessarily gone down well with most for the flag carrier, which has been in hot water over fundamental decisions made, service drops, and price increases. Canada's Transport Minister even went as far as highlighting that those frustrated and borderline angry feelings are valid, stating that the move was highly concerning for the future of air travel in the country. The minister pointed out that those who consistently save should be able to jump aboard a flight to their desired location for personal or business reasons and shouldn't be charged even further with add-ons such as these. Air Canada has disputed such claims, saying this isn't something new or groundbreaking, but merely a response to the ever-evolving industry and what more competitors are doing. However, hidden fees remain a big concern for watchdogs, who look to see if companies, including your major international airlines, are exploiting their position in the industry with unnecessary added charges. Recently, more and more focus has been placed on preventing airlines from taking advantage of the general population because of their stronghold that they may have, and many argue that Air Canada is the only company with a true firm substance in the country. While yes, there are competitors that exist who attempt to take market share, Air Canada has nothing to lose, and we know that any true attempts to drive down the price has likely resulted in the company attempting to do that failing. Air Canada, though, say that they remain in a complicated environment where they must find a balance between remaining profitable and not taking advantage of its customers. Most onlookers argue that the latter has been a more prominent point of focus in recent years, but this has sparked a lot of controversy, so I'd love to hear your take down below in the comments. Talk amongst yourselves, of course, in a respectful manner, but do you agree with decisions like these being made by Air Canada, remembering that this would be on a base tier, or do you feel it is just simply taking advantage of us, the consumers? Thanks a bunch for watching, take care, be safe, and I'll see you next time for your latest industry recap.
And we'll fly.